Don't you just love it when one hobby bleeds into another and then you get to craft some more? And that's exactly what we're doing this week. In the past couple of months, I've become obsessed with knitting ever since my sister bought me knitting needles and taught me how to knit. I'm doing my first sweater and I'm super excited for it, but I also have some side projects, like smaller projects, to kind of palette cleanse my knitting mood. And of course everything is messy, everything is everywhere. I can't ever find my stitch markers. I also love to knit on the go, and I like to put everything in this drawstring bag that I've made, but it doesn't have any pockets and everything's super messy. I can never find what I need and it's a bit overwhelming. So I'm changing that this week and we're making some project bags. So I've started with making a list of what my biggest needs are or what I'm looking for in a project bag before deciding exactly what I'm gonna be making. And the first thing on my list was the fact that I have multiple projects going on. So I've decided that I'm definitely gonna not make just one project bag, because I feel like the drawstring bag that I have right now has 2 different projects in it, and that's the biggest part that overwhelms me. That if I want to take a break from one and just work on the other, I need to carry everything with me at all times. So we're making 2 different project bags this week. That was like the first thing on my list. One has to be bigger because, as I said, I'm working on a sweater. I have a lot of yarn that needs to go in it, and then I also have a smaller side project, which at the moment is a hat, but it can very well be like socks or anything a bit smaller. So I'm gonna be making a bigger project bag and then a smaller one. That was like the first decision I took. And then I've also decided that I need a place to store all of my needles, my cables, my crochet hooks, my everything that's like more of supplies. So final decision is that I'll be making a big project bag, a smaller one for a smaller project, and then also a needle pouch. Now for the design, these are the top 3 features that I want my project bag to have. The first one, pockets, of course. I think that a project bag entails that you have a lot of pockets, so that was number 1 on my list. Number 2 was easy access. As I said, I love to knit on the go, so I just want to have something that I can open, knit a little bit, shove everything in there and get on with my life. So easy access was number 2 on my list. And then number 3 was, of course, a cute design. Fabric will do most of that job, but the way it looked, as well as the way I have the possibility to mix and match fabrics, was also an important point for me. And with that being said, I found these 3 patterns. Okay, I had to take out my phone for this one because I'm very bad at remembering names, and also excuse me if I butcher any of the names. But the first pattern is the Laola project bag, and I think it's so stinking cute. It has everything I need. It has a lot of pockets, it has a drawstring bag, a cute design. I love how the lining fabric kind of comes out so you can see both of the colors that I'm gonna be choosing at the same time. I think it's just cute. It was a no-brainer, and what made it even better for me was the fact that I had the option to buy the bundle, which also came with the needle pouch, which is also just so great. It has everything. It's like super divided inside, so you can put all of your needles, cables. It also has a little zipper. It has everything. I'm not gonna lie, this was no-brainer for me. I had to buy this this bundle of 2. So the big one is gonna be like the big project bag that probably will have enough space to store a sweater, and then obviously the pouch would be for the needles. And then I had to choose another one for like my smaller project bag, which has to be the Willow bag. Technically, I think this is a makeup bag, but last week I went to this event and 2 of the girlies there had like this kind of makeup bag that opens flat, and I was obsessed with it. They had their little socks projects inside, and I was like, yes, I need to buy that or make that immediately. So I found the Willow bag pattern and I was decided upon it. So I'm super excited to start with all 3 of them. I've already cut all of the patterns and I've washed my fabrics and I'm ready to go. if we're on the subject of fabrics, let me show you what I got. And the first fabric is actually has found me, because when I went into the store and saw the perfect shade of pink, like super pastel pink, and also in this material that is not cotton, but it's something that's very sturdy and durable, I knew I had to buy it. This would probably be my lining, but I really like the texture of it as well, and I'm sure that my bags are not going to be slouchy because of it. So this was like a given for me. And then for the outside fabric, or like my main fabric, I initially wanted to go with a polka dot design, but I could not find a polka dot fabric anywhere in Amsterdam. I actually could find a silk one, but obviously is not fit for this project, so I had to choose a different design, and I found this perfect canvasy cotton, which has actually two of my favorite colors, this like baby blue and brown, or maybe it's like a deep purple, I'm not sure, but I'm in love with it either way. And I think it also goes great with the baby pink. They're so cute. So these are my fabrics. I have 1.5 meters out of each, which I'm a bit stressed about because I feel like I cut it too close to like the minimum of fabric that I need, but we'll see how it goes. I'm gonna try to cut everything out and like place all of the patterns on the fabric before cutting anything, to make sure that I can like puzzle them in perfectly. So I'm gonna do that just now. I'm realizing that it was quite a tricky idea to choose stripes for this, because I don't know how I'm gonna match everything to be stripy basically. So I'll either stress a lot, or I could just not give a damn and just embrace the homemadeness of it, which is probably what's gonna happen, most probably. Everything's cut. I'm so tired for no reason. I just cut fabric. That should not be tiring me out this much, but it's probably because I'm at home, I'm comfortable, it's my day off from work. So I'm gonna actually take a small break. I'm gonna have some lunch, and then I will be right back because I'm super excited to get started. See you in a sec. I should have known better. I of course was gonna take a nap, and it's later in the evening, but I made the apartment all cozy, turned on all of my ambient lights, made like a cute space for me to sew, cleaned everything around me. I love to clean before I start sewing, and then I mess it up after 10 minutes probably, but still when I start everything's nice, comfortable, put together, and I'm ready to start. I'm starting with the big bag, the big project bag by La La, and I'm super pumped because I just opened the instructions and I saw that they have also pictures. I love when instructions have pictures, especially for a bag that has like lining and like a bit more complicated techniques. I'm such a visual person in general. If I'm doing any pattern and it has pictures or video, I'm the happiest person because I like to see what I have to do. I don't really like understanding all of the techniques before starting, more of when I get there. I like to see if I'm doing stuff correctly. I don't know if that makes sense, but I'm super happy that this pattern specifically has pictures. The needle pouch is obviously by the same person, so it also has pictures, and then the Willow bag has a video, which I think is perfect perfect, especially for the Willow bag. I was a bit worried that it like opens flat and it's probably a bit more complicated, so I for sure need a video on that one. And yeah, we're starting with the big project bag and I'm super pumped to do so. Okay, I'm starting. Stop talking, start sewing. When I was saying that it's gonna be a little bit tricky to work with this stripy material, I was 100% correct to say that. There's already been like a couple funny things. So first of all, the stripes are super wide, so not all of the pattern pieces match perfectly, because when you have like super small stripes, then you're probably gonna see all of the colors, of course, in every cut. But here, for example, I'm making some bias for the straps of the bag, and one turned out to be blue because this is gonna be like on the inside. One turned out to be blue and the other turned out to be brown. So there's like these funny little mix and match colors, as well as the stripes. I was very careful with cutting on the grain, so specifically on the stripe itself, but sometimes the amount of stripes that I got was not matching up. So for example, for the pocket in the front, the pocket was kind of like misaligned in stripes with the stripes of the pattern, so I had to do the pink fabric on the front because like the stripe that was here kind of like started like halfway or 3/4 of the way in the blue stripe, and not everything was matching, and I don't have enough fabric to recut to be perfect. So I was like, okay, I'll just add the pink fabric on the outside, and I thought I didn't like it, but when I look at it in the camera, it actually looks very cute. And I actually really like that you can still see the stripes on the bottom. So all is well besides that. I'm doing the straps for the bag, and yeah, I'm trying not to stress too much about this stripe situation, because at the end of the day, it's a project bag that is made by me. I'm gonna love it either way. I keep having to remind myself that not everything has to be like 1000% perfect. And this is your reminder, if you're crafting, to like take it slow. This is what my quilt says, because every day I need to be reminded of this. Take it slow, don't be too harsh on yourself, and yeah, try to stop that perfectionism and that like stress in my art and in my creations. So if you're the same, take this message and remember every time you're making any project, because I for sure need to remember this every time. Despite of what I said in the beginning of loving how the little part that extends and actually has the closure system of drawstrings is pink, I'm realizing now that the pink fabric is very has so much density to it that I feel like a drawstring would not work with it. That's kind of sad, I'm not gonna lie. So I'm thinking of I have enough of the stripy material to do the drawstring part. I'm gonna leave a picture. So like this top part that's blue, like the deep blue, is supposed to be the pink, but the drawstring needs quite a lot of flexibility to close properly, and I feel like if I do it in the pink fabric, I'm just gonna be annoyed every time I try to close it. It's gonna be like super difficult, and it's gonna leave like quite a big hole every time I close it. So I think I need to put practicality on the first priority list and not looks. So I think I need to change this top part that's pink into the stripes. Well, at least I have the pink pocket, which is something. Okay, I have to do that actually. Wait, I was actually wrong. I looked at the pattern and I realized that the way they're doing the drawstring part that closes is using a casting, which as far as I'm understanding is like an extra piece of fabric through which you put your drawstring, and that's what actually closes it. So even though I've already sewn this and these joggled lines are getting to me, I'm gonna seam rip this whole thing, go back to putting the pink part that I was actually planning on, and I was kind of bummed that design-wise is not gonna happen, but now I get to do it. And then I'm gonna do just the casting. I hope I call this correctly. Casting, I think it's casting, only from the striped pre-fabric, and then the drawstring part will close properly. I'm so happy I found that out. I'm really happy. And here's where I am at. So the bag looks quite ready from the outside. I've also added the pink extension on top, which I really like how the colors look right now. Before I thought this pink was like not enough pink, but now that we also have the extension in pink, I think everything is super cute. And I think I'm gonna call it a night, because sometimes I just need to know when to stop working, especially that I've done all like the big parts, big pieces, which were quite easy, but now the tedious stuff is gonna start, putting in the zipper, the casing, like really need to focus on what the instructions are to get everything nice and ready. So I'll have dinner, knit a little bit, and then I will pick this up tomorrow. New day, and I'm super excited to continue this. I love the fact that I have everything cut out. I just woke up, got dressed, and now I can just start sewing. So let's do just that. With the lining, which also has the inner pocket. This is going actually great and pretty smooth. I'm planning on finishing this and also doing the Willow bag, the smaller project bag. So fingers crossed that everything goes well and I can have both done by the end of the day. But I think this is so cute. I'm super excited for it to be done. Let's go. I am truly obsessed with the inside of this bag. So on one side you have the zipper pouch for safekeeping. Next to it you also have a needle pouch that has even a little flap. I think that's so cute, and you can probably put, I don't know, crochet hook, pens, whatever is like has the longer shape. And then on the other side it has this like elasticated pouch, but then again here I split them into two different sections, so I can see how I would put like my yarns in here, or like an extra ball of yarn that I want to make sure I have enough. I'm obsessed with this. I think also the choice of making all of these little sections in the main color on the pink lining is so cute, and I'm super happy with it. And basically I just need to add the lining to the bag, but I will stop and have some breakfast because it's 1 and I didn't have any breakfast. Okay, definitely need to have breakfast, or I should call it brunch at this point. And then I'm gonna add the lining to the bag, add the drawstring through the casting, and I should be ready. This went so smoothly. I really thought it was gonna take me so much more time. I thought that I was probably gonna take me a whole week to finish all 3 of them, but it's not. Like, it's been a day, but not a full day of sewing, because yesterday I was cutting a lot and I only started in the evening. So I'm really pleased with myself, and I will see you back when I probably will have a ready bag. Ta-da! It's ready. I love the way it looks. It's so cute. I love the little strings, the way that you can just scrunch it up here, knit on the go. I'm super excited to use this. As I said, I'm also obsessed with the inside of it because I'm gonna have so much space to put all of my needles, yarns, my project. I think it's so great. I will say that this extension part that's pink still kind of has to scrunch up when I do this, so I'm hoping that it's gonna relax a bit over time. But with the casing made out of the softer fabric, it's still like very, very doable to close. I don't know if you can see, it's like quite all right. And it has so much room, so much space. It can be like a bit smaller, and then if you have like a very big project, it kind of extends, so it holds everything. I love it. I'm super pleased with how everything turned out, and now I'm pumped to start with the next one. I realized that I actually have some errands that I have to do today, so I'm gonna head out for a little bit and see if I still have time tonight to get started on the Willow bag, and otherwise I will see you tomorrow or in a couple days depending on what my schedule is, and I cannot wait to finish all three of them. Hi there, this is future me editing, and I wanted to come on real quick here and explain why you will not be seeing any of the Willow bag in this video. I know I'm talking about it, so I do need to give an explanation. The materials that I was using were very unfit for this project, so I struggled a lot to make this bag, and at the end it also turned out quite bad, I'm gonna say. This is not the main reason, because I do want to be very transparent even with my failed projects or things that don't go as planned, but this video is very long already, and I figured there is no point in you watching me struggle for like 10 minutes to make something that doesn't turn out. And I've also decided that I want to remake this bag in a future video, and I will also speak there about the things that I've learned from this experience. So this is all to say that we're just gonna skip to the next part, which is the needle pouch, and this is the reason why you won't be seeing any of the Willow bag. So I wouldn't call that last project the biggest fail, but definitely not the biggest success either, especially in comparison to the first bag that I am in love with. So I'm ready to wipe that clean and start with the last project, the needle pouch. And everything is cut. There's a sunny day outside, and I'm super happy to start sewing. I'm gonna get all cozy, probably even watch something, even though I don't usually watch anything when I sew. I like to be super focused, sharp, and like enjoy and be super present. But I don't know why today I feel like putting something on the TV in the background and just kind of like sewing and taking everything super slow, having some brunch meanwhile. And that's my plan. Let's see how it goes, because I'm really excited for this one. We have pockets! Just wanted to say that I learned how to make a pocket with a new technique, like a zipper pocket, and I'm in love with it. It's basically made out of 4 different panels. I don't know if you call them panels, but this like large one down here, then you have the top one, and then 2 stoppers on each side. And it's been so easy and so fun, and everything aligns perfectly. I even managed to put my stripes to align, and I'm super happy and giddy about that. And yeah, I think this pattern is great. I'm learning new techniques. It has pictures, it has great written explanations as well. I'm just in love with it, honestly. Everything aligns so nicely and goes so perfectly together. I love it. So we're continuing. I feel like I'm just gliding through all of this. I'm gonna take a break and do some errands soon, but I still have some time, so let's see how much I can get done today. Pockets, all of the pouches, everything's set, and I'm ready to do the bias tape, which is actually the last step. I'm gonna do my own bias tape. I would have loved to do it in pink, but the fabric will not allow me to do that, so I'll have to do it in the stripy fabric, but that's no problem. And I chose to do like some strings in order to tie it. There's also, I think, another method that requires like a little loop and button situation. I'm not very sure, but I'm at the last step and the pouch is gonna be ready. I am so incredibly happy with how everything turned out. I'm so happy in the fabric choice as well as how they turned out. Obviously, the little squared bag could have been better, but the big project bag and the needle pouch are wonderful. It's already been a couple of days and I've been using them and they're a lifesaver. I have everything with me when I need it and also in such an accessible way. I love it. And I'm so happy that you joined me in this video, and I guess I will see you next time creativity strikes.